Hey everybody, it is Elsa 932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. We're here for episode 7 of Ready to Love Detroit. Please make sure you do hit that like button. You are subscribed to the channel and leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the episode, on the show, just about what your thoughts are on OWN. Let me know. So this one is, I termed it the X is a factor because the X's are the ones that are coming through and are giving us the tea. This time it's the men, their X's coming on board. We usually get a whole lot of dust up. I don't know if y'all remembered Philly, their dust up with the ladies bringing their X's. Okay. Hey, Jackson Tabasco, good to see you. Glad to have you here. Been a little minute. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday. So, as I said, Tommy let the men know in the men's lounge that it is the time for the exes to meet the potential ladies on the show. Now, Carde brought Day, who he says was his first love, and she said, the glasses aren't prescription, but she could see through the BS. Mm. Okay, Day. Okay, you're expecting BS, or you bringing the BS. I don't know. Are you seeing through Cardi's BS? That's why you aren't with him anymore. Hate to go to Africa. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. So Dom comes in and compliments, Cardi, and they ask Dom, "Are you high maintenance?" And I felt like Dom skated that question really well. You may think she answered it, but I think she skated it. She said that, hey, she requires, and is what she gives, and she can handle herself. She can handle her business. And so even though Dom says she can handle her own finances, Day says, well, Cardi makes good money. Cardi, why is your ex telling people what's in your pocket? Why is your ex telling people what's in your pocket? Hey, Quay, good to see you. Drive safe, okay? Good to see you. Why are you telling everybody that Cardi got pockets? Okay, that ain't the business yet. So Don was like, oh, do tell, Shannon comes in and, she is asked and she talks about her job as a nurse. And Ashanti comes in. She says she's excited and ready for fun. Okay. And, Day asked her, is it Ashanti or Ashante? She's like, oh, you fancy. And I was like, was it the correction of the name for what's coming up next? Because, Ashanti said, yeah, Cardi is my dog. Day's like dog or lover. They're two distinct differences. I agree with Day a little bit, but I don't agree with the heat she came with. Hey, Ja Tony, good to see you. Good to have you here. Salute to the chat. Yes. So Ashanti say we good. We friends. We friendly. Day says, well, he needs someone who has a certain, who is sexually attracted to him. Okay. Is that different than any other relationship? I'm just trying to figure it out. I know what Day is saying, but is that different than any other relationship? We're not here ready to be roommates. We're ready to love. And we would expect that to be a certain aspect of the ready to love experience, but did we have to spell it out? So Ashanti said, hey, there's more to intimacy. There needs to be friendship too. And she could call up anybody right now if all she wanted was to slap some skins. And did y'all hear? They gave her a little challenge. Well, who you gonna call? Who in that phone of yours that you gonna call up for a piece if you needed some? I heard you, Day. I heard you, and I wonder if they clipped out, Ashanti saying that. Ashanti, I wouldn't have said that part. Okay, that wasn't her business, nor Cardi's. I wouldn't have said that part, but I know she was getting on your nerves. I know she was getting on your nerves. So Cardi tries to settle them down. Like, ladies, yo, let's stop this. It didn't work. Then he's telling us in the confession, how did this happen? Can we stop it? There's nothing he could do. Cardi, these are ladies you're interested in. If you can't reel them back, or this is your ex, if you can't reel it back and remind her of the assignment, you're in some deep trouble, sir. You're in some deep trouble. So they go on, and we see, if you notice, when we started, the sun was out. All of a sudden, it is nightfall. So we know they were there for some hours. How do we know too? I'm sure she had other questions for Dom. I'm sure she had other questions for Shannon. We just didn't hear it. We certainly got to see Shannon clutching her pearls because of the back and forth between Ashanti and Day, Carde's ex. But my golly, production, we could at least heard at least one other question to Shannon. You didn't only have to give us the drama. So when they sit down, okay. Well, first of all, Ashanti said that she wanted Cardi to stand up for her and, have her back and not make her feel as ambushed. I agree with her with that one. At the end, when everybody walked out, and if y'all noticed, there were gifts. There were gifts handed out. Okay, we didn't see it being handed out, but the ladies were walking out with their gifts. Day said she liked Dom because Dom didn't care what the other women thought. Dom was going to the beat of her own drum. Now, Shannon, Day said she could see her beauty inside and out. And Ashanti gotta go. I was like, Dad, go on a date. Did you have to say it like that? She gotta go. She's like, she's not straightforward and she isn't saying what she brings to the table. And I was like, Day, is that really what we want from Ashanti? Is that really what we want? You could just say, she's a little confrontational with me. I don't know how having her as your woman is going to work well if we hanging out or we hanging out in a group setting. You could have said that, but the fact that she said Ashanti got to go. Whoo, child. Then we see Bello. Bello, his date is his ex Tara. And he has Shantae and Dom meet her. He's known Tara. Has known him for like 23 years. I need to know, when did that relationship end for all of the men? Okay. But Tara tells us that Bello's type is woman. That's his type. Are you a lady? Are you a woman? Okay, that's his type. Now Dom walks in and Tara does ask, why are you attracted? What are you attracted to with Bello? And Dom talks about, when their eyes meet across the room and he will be her favorite person ever. And it sounds surface and very much surface attraction. I have to say, this sounds very, okay, our eyes meet across the room. We're feeling the feelings, but where's the deep connection? I'm not hearing it with them. I heard deep conversations. They had deep conversations early on in their first date, but I'm not hearing anything more. Not saying that it isn't more. We're just not hearing more on this show. Remember, this is an edited, produced show. So Ashanti walks in. Bello says he has so much in common with Ashanti and not sure why he has not dived in. We know why, Bello. If what we're seeing is what we're seeing, you are being distracted by Dominique. I'm sorry. You're being distracted by Dominique. That is my suggestion or my interpretation of this show. You're being distracted by Dominique. That's why you haven't dived in with Ashanti. Tara says, she wants someone for Bello that looks at him the way Dom looks at him. Is it just a look, Tara? But she asks Ashanti, why aren't you spending a lot of time with Bello? And Ashanti said, hey, the other men are more aggressive. Ashanti said, I'm not chasing Bello. He got to come after me. He got to come after me. Hey, Jaguar, good to see you. Glad to have you here. Ashanti said, I ain't chasing him. The other men are more aggressive. They're taking up my time, a.k.a. Bello, you ain't being quick to the draw. Okay? And then Bello says he always sees Ashanti talking with someone else and he doesn't want to interrupt. But here's my question with this, okay? Now he did the same with Dominique. So he's on point. Bello doesn't interrupt if he sees you having other conversation. But was he keeping tabs on Ashanti like he was Dominique? Was he keeping as much tabs? Did he know who Ashanti was speaking to over here, over there, and over there? I bet not. I bet not. Oh, you're officially off for the holidays? Good to be with everyone. Okay, Absence. Well, later on this evening, if you we're having a teleparty. Okay, we're having a teleparty. We're watching a Christmas movie. So later on this evening at about, I believe I scheduled it for 8 p.m. We're going to watch a Christmas party together. So I have instructions on how to do a teleparty. You could look at that in my other videos. Okay. So I want to know, Bello, since you know Ashanti is talking to other people, you're quite aware and you don't want to interrupt. Have you been keeping tabs? as much as you have with Dom. I doubt it. So Dom explains that she likes physical touch. Okay. And Bello does not do PDA. Right. She ain't fixing no oxtails. Ashanti ain't fixing no oxtails for him. Well, she's a vegan chef. Oxtails ain't making it into her kitchen. Oxtails are not making it into her kitchen. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Hey, you're not that late. Okay. You're not that late. Okay. So Ashanti also confirmed she not into PDA. She not into PDA. There's a post about it, Sam. I did a teleparty post, okay? So I need a definition of PDA. Public displays of affection. I need a definition from Ashanti and from Bello and from Dominique. I need a definition. Because does it include holding hands? You're not gonna hold my hand. Okay. Not gonna kiss in public. And if it's a kiss, not even a peck. What is the public displays of affection that you are not comfortable with? Because it seems like you don't want people to know we together. It seems like you don't want folks to know we go together. When people say that, I gotta back it up and say, okay, what is the public display of affection you are not comfortable with? So Dom, gets walked out by Bello. Thanks the ex for breaking up with Bello so that he's available for her. That was really, really, really cute. Really, really funny. And he said he's given her PDA while walking out with her because they're kind of holding hands. And y'all, then they kiss outside the door. Now, they say it's not awkward. They say it's not awkward at all. I think it's a little awkward. If not awkward, it's a little bit about timing. You all kissing at the door, not at her front door, but you all kissing at the door and his other connection inside. His ex is inside. It's a little bit about place and timing. Okay? It's a little bit about that place and timing. Do we love it for y'all? Yes. It shows that Bello is willing to change and willing to accommodate Dominique with her need for public displays of affection. But we are in public and we have another connection inside. And what we gonna say? If you don't end up with Dominique at the end, Bello, what you gonna say, Dominique? If you don't end up with him at the end, you're gonna say you just, immerse yourself in the process. Okay. So when he gets back, Bello, instead of sitting next to Ashanti, y'all see he moved across the table to sit next to his ex Tara, right? Y'all did notice that, right? I hope so. So Ashanti shares that she really likes reading this book called Outwitting the Devil. Now, Bello says he's only met 3 people who's read that book. Ashanti, the man who told him about the book, and himself. Bello, when exactly did you meet yourself? Y'all, y'all know I love a play on words. A play on words. When did you meet yourself, Bello? When exactly? Hey, Delphine, good to see you. When did you meet yourself? Okay? You can just say 3 people that he's known have read the book. That's it. Or 2 people besides myself. How about that? Ooh, Bello ends 2 birds with 1 stone by letting her know he doesn't want to interrupt when other men are talking to her. He shows that he's respectful while keeping an eye on her, and he doesn't come across as needy. But when you know that I was talking to so-and-so over here and that person and that person, that is beyond observant, okay? That's beyond observant. Drive safely, Delphine, okay? Plus, Bello's giving off mature man's mentality. Why chase when you can attract? Is that what we're calling it now, Jaguar? We're saying we're not chasing the ladies, we're attracting them to us, because it can be looked in the other way as you letting the ladies chase you. Okay? We're letting the ladies chase you. That also was PDA at the restaurant. Bello pulled her in very close. Maybe Ashanti will give him a chance to get more romantic, be more open to the possibilities. I love that they connect over books. Okay. All righty. Let's hope. We connecting over books. Who's reading to who? And where we reading? Anyway, let me leave that for when we get there. When we get to the PDA of it all. Because why are you doing PDA all of a sudden with Ashanti? Tara says she liked the interaction between Bello and Ashanti. Okay, that's Tara. She does like first she said she was all about Dom when she first came in, but after seeing him talk to Ashante, Ashante is willing to grow and he needs to spend more time with Ashante and see if that could happen. Okay? Darius's date. Darius said he invited Nicole and Ashley to meet his ex Ashley. Nicole, he says, is like a precious jewel. Okay. Mm. It's something with the way he said it. Yes, she is a precious jewel, but it's the way he said it. It didn't seem like a precious jewel he'd want to steal or covet. It seemed like something he would look at on a display case. But Nicole, when she came, found out that, Darius and his ex Ashley were on and off. And she asking, are y'all remaining off? Are y'all going to stay off? Because I need to know. That was an excellent question, Nicole. I need to know if y'all are going to be together on and off. Is he going to cheat on me with you? Are you open to being on again with him? Nicole, that was an excellent question. Excellent question. Because you need to know if the stable door is closed all the way. Or can he still come into the barn? Okay? Okay. So when the ex actually thinks that Darius is ready for a relationship and they're good friends, Nicole Nicole mentioned that ex Ashley was smiling a little too much when she said that. And it was a little kind of insider joke smile. I was worried about that. What I didn't quite believe everything was done or closed with that. But hey, it's an edited produced show. There's an old Japanese proverb, don't chase butterflies, build a garden. Jaguar, you're still all about the men attracting the ladies to them. Meanwhile, I always flip the script, okay? I always flip the script. The ladies are the flowers and the men are to come into the garden, okay? But we shall agree to disagree. So when they were asked about first impressions, Nicole said her first impression that Darius would not like her. He just wouldn't like her. And Ashley said she liked the polished look. She loves a man that gives a polished look. Okay. This is current Ashley. When I'm talking about his ex, I will say ex Ashley. Because, trading one Ashley for the next is crazy work. It is wild work. So Darius then walks Ashley out, and ex Ashley stays and talks to Nicole. She tells Nicole that Darius likes a confident woman who has an aura about her that will turn heads when you walk into a room. Nicole's like, yeah, she's not like that. She's like, but will he be happy with me in this state? Will he be happy with me or will he leave me in the car? I said, daggone it. Nicole, have you been left in the car before? Have you stayed with that man that left you in the car? Or is this a figure of speech? I've never heard it as a figure of speech being left in the car. Now I'm like listening. Have you been left in a car? Now, before we used old wives saying used to be like, if he ain't being seen with you in public, but Nicole at least making it to the car. She's right. She's not flashy enough for Darius. She's too modest. Nicole is modest. She doesn't, she doesn't want to have the spotlight on her. But she's right. Is he going to be happy with me as I am? But on the flip side, while Darius is walking current Ashley on the show Ashley out, he said he has a gift for her. And y'all know what the gift is. He pulls out of a regular paper gift bag. He pulls out a white fox. Tail, legs, head, all the things. Ashley says it's cute and it was not expected. Who would expect that? Even though we saw in the clip that he promised her something like that at the mixer. He even got a little peck on the lips for it. Now, y'all, I'm not going into a soliloquy about this gift, about this fox, about this. What I will say is I think it's fake. That's just me. I think it's fake. I ain't giving too much energy on it because I think it's fake. And Ashley says she gave him a kiss because he did. This is a lot because he did it while there's another person there and in front of the X. Uh, Ashley, Hey, Felicia. Oh, welcome to being an L citizen. Oh, you missed a time last night, girl. Go back to the member live last night. Now, I was demure and mindful. The rest of the members were messy. Okay. The members were messy. I was demure, but we had a good old time. Scandalous time. But don't tell nobody. Okay. Um what happened here is, okay, y'all, this is a public service announcement. If you would like to know more about that fur, okay, and if you want to know more about the regifting of that fur, that fox or Pomeranian or whatever you want to call it, there are two places for y'all to go. Okay, y'all need to no three places for y'all to go. You need to go to Just Rhonda 01. She's in here. She's also a member. You need to go to Crystal XO's channel, and you also need to go to Chloe Johnson. Okay, Yellow Hearts, Chloe Johnson. They have receipts. They have interviews with an ex that was not the ex on the show, and y'all could get your fill on that. Okay, y'all could get your fill on that right there. Okay, there's a whole lot of information about Darius, this ex, and that's as far as I'm taking it on this here channel. Okay? Prospect Park, albino, albino red fur. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Not you telling her don't believe me. You a member and you were there and you telling her don't believe me. Delphine Azul said, I have watched all three of those reports. And she's holding her head. Okay. Hey, Lotus, glad to have you here. Now, this is my belief. I have no proof or anything. I think the fox was fake. If you are handling fur, you ain't having it in that gift bag. Okay. If you're handling it and it's real, it's not in a not in a paper bag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But, it ain't for me. It's not a gift that I would like. But I will, full disclosure, I have gone hunting. I have, processed small game, not big game. So I have a different take on it, but I am not here to push what I think and believe as far as that is concerned. All I will say is that's not my type of gift. Okay? That's not at all. But hey, Ashley appreciates it. Where's Nicole's gift? Okay, where's Nicole's gift? Because here's the thing. We saw Cardi. So far, we saw Cardi. All of the ladies had a gift. Okay. And I didn't see Bella with any gifts. But for me, in looking at Darius in this, taking away the fact of whatever it is, he brought one gift only for Ashley, nothing for Nicole that we saw. Nothing at all. Okay. At least if he did bring a gift, fine, but we didn't see one. This is an edited, produced show. He could have had one from Nicole, but we didn't see anything. I didn't even see a gift bag hanging on the side like it's waiting for Nicole to leave. I didn't see anything. But again, I don't know. I will just say it's in poor taste from what we saw. If it is real, and that is all it is, for you to bring a gift for one lady and not another. Also, I don't know about y'all, but if we dating, it's in poor taste for me for you to re-gift me one of your furs, even if it's fake or not. Don't re-gift me something that you have had, you have worn, and the like. I'm sorry. That's in poor taste. And also, here's my thing. It's only been 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks. I don't know, maybe I don't have a very good dating experience, but I don't know a man that would buy me a fur after, even if it's a fake fur, after only 3 weeks. I'm just saying. He didn't have enough gifts to regift. Hey, Ellen. That was poor taste if he did that. It would be poor taste if he did have a gift only for current Ashley and not the other one. Okay? Actually, I think we should appreciate gifts regardless of the value. He could have more than one fox fur. He could. He could. Totally. He could definitely have more than one. She said the sewing machine broke. No, not the sewing machine broke. Wow. And anyway, Own I know Own's legal department should be all over their shows. A white fox is an endangered species. I don't think they would have had this out here if this was a real fox. I don't think they want those types of problems. Unless somebody is doing foolishness and not paying attention during, editing and all that stuff. Anyway, I like to leave that right there. But he did something interesting on the way out. Darius was lobbying for another kiss from Ashley. Did y'all notice that? Did y'all notice that Darius was lobbying for another kiss because he's like, um, in order to get another kiss, he said, if that wasn't a mistake the first time, then do it again. Mm. If it wasn't a mistake the first time she gave you a peck on the lips, do it again. That was on the stairway on the way out. And Darius tells us in the confessional, the sparks were flying. The sparks, the sparks, the sparks. Okay? The sparks were flying. Lobbying is a perfect word. Yes, he was lobbying for another kiss. Big old lips. Hey, Katie. He almost swallowed her up. Have you ever been swallowed, poor girl? Okay. Yeah, he was lobbying. He's like, if it wasn't a mistake for the first time. And it's funny you should say that, Darius, if it wasn't a mistake the first time. Because when Ashley was trying to get a peck on the lips at the 70s party, you deflected and kissed her hand. Now this time you don't want a deflection, or you want clarification that you didn't misinterpret the first time. Okay. I see you playing games. I see you playing games. I'm seeing the game you playing. Now, I have a phrase I tell my children. Just because mama don't say doesn't mean mama don't see. And there's some things that I am refraining from saying, but that don't mean I don't see it. I see the game. I honestly don't pay any attention to anything Darius says or does. To go to Africa, I'm paying attention. I'm recapping the show. I'm paying attention for you, okay? I'm taking this one for the team. How about that? So Darius is sitting with his ex Ashley, and she says that current Ashley is more his speed. Okay. But current Ashley also said you need money to date her. Nicole, the ex Ashley says, is not super confident. And Darius agrees that he needs extra. He is extra and he needs an extraordinary woman. Remember, he said that on the 70s party too. I need an extraordinary woman. Okay. But an extraordinary man. Not just extraordinary, extraordinary. We gotta focus on the emphasis on the word, where we place the emphasis. Now, Vince, and y'all realize they were jumping back and forth on dates. I want to cover the whole date, and then we move on to the next. Vince, his ex is Ebony. Ebony, I love you rocking your natural hair. Okay, I love it. Absolutely love it. Obviously, you need money to date Darius. Now, if you're listening to that comment, again, I'm reiterating, go to Just Rhonda01, go to Crystal XO, and go to Chloe Johnson. They the first two, they had interviews with his ex, not the ex on the show, that had a whole lot of tea to spill. And Chloe has a whole lot of receipts on her channel. Okay. Just a FYI, if you want to mosey over there after this live. Is he going to make Ashley wear weave like he did his ex? I don't know. Maybe Ashley has been wearing weave and we just don't know. Ashley's younger than Darius. Question: can Darius keep up with Nicole? Well, Nicole says she ain't going anywhere but in the car. So maybe he can. I want to know his ex Ashley, how much younger she is than him. She looked very, very much younger. And that may be just a compliment. But ex Ashley for Darius, she looked younger. I wanted to know what their age gap was. Nothing wrong with the age gap. They are grown folks. I just wanted to know if Darius has a particular age that he likes to date. So Vince invites Donna, Nicole, and Ashanti to meet with him and his ex, Ebony. And, oh gosh. Donna tells us that the ladies are concerned about his aggression and his debating, but she has not seen anything wild. Okay. So, do we have to wait to see it before we know that it's true? I know not trusting these ladies because you don't know them. You don't know them. But how he treats others is also an indication of potentially how he can treat you in the future. It don't take much for the spotlight to be on you. Okay, to go to Africa is telling her, I don't believe a lot that lady says either. She ain't very credible. Okay, birds of a feather or foxes of a same fur. So Ashante walks in. Ashante, I know you bless us with your presence. Where's the front panels of your jeans? Where's the front panel? There's a whole lot of front panel missing. Why don't we go with shorts? I'm just, as I tell y'all, I am your fashionless friend. I am not your fashionable friend. If these are high-end jeans, I don't know. But the panels are cut out way too much for me to be like, girl, where's the front panels of them jeans? It was just distracting to me. It was just distracting to me. Vince says he has not been able to get deep with Ashante. He doesn't understand why. Really, Vince? We know why you haven't been getting deep with Ashante. The last date, the cooking date where you were yelling sharp and getting on Lauren's nerves, she said you were argumentative. So she ain't trying to get deep. And then you said, wife got to work under your budget. And if not, if she want more, she got to go out and get the extra padding, okay, for the finances. So again, we understand why you ain't getting deep with Ashante. She ain't trying to hear it. She ain't trying to hear it. Now, Ebony said Vince likes to debate and comes off as argumentative. And it was a lot. Now, Vince proceeds to debate, or you could say he proceeds to respond to her. Adana said they're debating about debating. And that the ex wanted the last word, and you could just stop talking because it takes two. And now, at first, y'all, if y'all had seen me, at first I thought Donna is trying to tell the ex that you can stop talking and halt the whole debate. You could just stop talking. But Donna could also mean, Vince, you could stop talking, because all we heard her say is, you could stop talking. We don't know who the you is that Donna's referring to. It could be the ex, it could be Vince. But while they're going back and forth debating, Donna and Ashante are like me. I wouldn't have been involved. I wouldn't have interrupted. Ashante made eye contact with Donna and like, girl, could you pass the drinks? Could you pass the carafe? Pass the carafe, please. And she filled up her drink and they were just watching and taking their sips. Okay. Now Nicole walks in. So Nicole missed the whole thing. And she says she can see herself with Vince and hopes he can see it too. What about Ed? What about Ed? What about Ed? You weren't a fan of the pants either? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you talking about what I said at the members live? Oh yeah. Thank you for keeping the members live stuff in the members. You'll see it, Felicia. Vince puts an argumentative block, which could make it hard to date a person like him. Unless you like to go back and forth. And I am a back and forth person, so I totally understand Donna and why she would see Vince in that light and be like, oh, this is interesting. This is nice. And if you all have watched Love is Blind Italy with me this season, the men there say they like push back from their woman. Sometimes you want back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I can be an argumentative person myself. I could debate, but sometimes I'm like, do I want to expend the energy? Is it worth it? That's just me. But Nicole says she likes to do at-home activities a lot. Ashante says she's a mover and a shaker. She go to the cocktail bars and she'll be bored if she had to stay at home. The ex said that Vince needs someone at home to take care of the kids I'm guessing she's not meaning the teenagers that he has. And to take care of the finances and who's nurturing. Or are you just meaning, Ebony? That's Vince's ex. Ebony, are you just meaning that Vince needs someone who ain't out there spending his money, messing up the budget? That's exactly what I thought when I rewatched it. I'm like, take care of the kids. The kids ain't really kids. Take care of the finances. Okay, he said we got to live under budget. He just don't want you outside spending up that money. But Ashante says gross. And girl, Ashante, we know you're nurturing. You got a kid. Okay, we know you're nurturing. So I want to know where that clip was when she said gross. What was that in relation to? Because I feel like it was slipped in. I feel like that piece where we saw Ashante say gross, I think that was slipped in and it didn't have anything to do with, the ex date. It wasn't his ex, it was his cousin. You could you could skip Vince, to be honest. Ooh. Mm. He confessed it on a podcast. I'm gonna need that podcast. Nicole would probably be a better wife for Vince. Yes, probably. But how would Vince feel knowing that Nicole was harping on Ed for 15 years? I mean, what man would how would they feel about Nicole right now, knowing that she was harping about Ed? I don't know. Got some splaining to do. So Donna asked, okay, sorry, gym schedule. Ebony says he always up in the gym. Nicole says she liked that. She is like that. Donna says, the time he takes and puts into his health, it's her priority too, so she likes it. Donna does ask, what's the worst thing about him? And the ex says, this debating. He's really a great guy, but it's this debating. My question will be to the ex. Has he knitted something for you? I see he likes to be at home. I have seen his Instagram. He's at home. He's knitting. Now, it is not the Jessie Woo version of knitting. Okay, y'all. It is not. Please, no, it is not. But he does knit. Now, has he knit something for the ex and does she still have it? Oh, Vince wrote it in Crystal XO's live chat that it's his cousin. Mm. So we playing with the process. Okay. We playing with the process. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like playing with the process. I don't like anybody playing with the process, but again, it seems like on several levels people are playing with the process. But if this was meant to be X in good faith, I would prefer an X. But y'all, let me thank you, Ellen V. Let me be let me be real bad. Okay, let me be real bad. Okay. Oh, we dating cousins? Because if you are on this show and you brought a cousin that is supposed to be your ex, are you once, twice, or three times removed? What are we talking about? Are we dating cousins? Or is this someone you had no relationship with and you just brought them to be on camera? So y'all can argue like cousins. Okay. You're not gonna let Vince live it down on this knitting. I'll let him live it down. Okay. I just need, pair mittens. I'm just kidding, y'all. Just kidding. Here's the thing. I tell y'all, I can't knit, just like the same thing with choreography. I can't repetitive movements. I can't. To design and change, I can't. That's not my forte. Okay. But again, he wants to be at home. He wants a lady at home. It seems like his life is in tune with what he's saying he wants. He wrote several times that she really is his cousin. Okay. Okay. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. He is the only one that didn't bring an actual ex, allegedly. Maybe kissing cousins. I don't know. Nicole's not mentally in a position to date right now. Seeing Ed again after all these years threw her off and ruined her entire Ready to Love experience, in my opinion. I hope after taking some time she finds someone. I hope so. I hope taking that time means sitting on somebody's couch. Okay. So Donna says that she wants Vince more now. Okay. She's seen his worst side and she's already seen that side and it don't phase her. Okay. Donna wants Vince more. I don't see it, but I don't have to see it. Vince and his ex Ebony sit and they talk. She likes Donna. Donna aligns with him and the chemistry. I do agree with that. She said Nicole, no chemistry there. Ashante, she didn't feel anything between them because ain't nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know Ashante or Vince, but I'm gonna speak up. Ain't nothing. Ain't been nothing since that cooking date. Vince said that Ashante is in the stage of her life of going out and he's inside. Now, don't get it twisted now, Vince. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You may be inside, but your ex say you're more outside, but at the gym. People be finding and dating each other in the gym. I don't believe outside only means going to a club or a wine bar or whatever. Outside mean outside. Outside of your residence. And your outside is the gym. Ashanti outside is the wine bar. So I don't believe I'm always inside. No, your ex and you say you spend a ton of time in the gym. That's where you're outside. And people be flirting and hooking up at the gym. So while people say outside, I need a definition of their outside. Ashante is mixer, wine bar, Vince is the gym, Nicole is the gym. Nothing wrong with it, but don't make it seem like you go into the gym and people don't find each other and date each other from the gym. I ain't gonna take that. Lauren said Ade is really Cartier's ex because she has known her for many years. Okay. I thought that Lauren was just saying that because she was like, that is Day's personality, not that she was co-signing that they were exes. I picked up from Nicole, her soul ties with Ed are something serious. She needs to attend. Ooh. Ooh. Ashante at somebody's brunch. Yes, she's at somebody's brunch. You know, it's people when they say they're not outside, is the people I look. You outside. It's just your outside is defined differently. But Vince is at the gym. But he outside. Steven brings his ex Amber. He brings also Lauren, Donna, and Ashante. Now, Ashante mentioned Steven's kind of popular. I said, ooh, shade, Ashante. You didn't have to mention that. Was it because he had the second date with another round of ladies? But you didn't have to say, oh, you see, Steven's kind of popular. Oh, Ashante. It almost sounds a little bit like Nicole saying, I don't like you talking to any other girls. Hey, high vibe. Good to see you. So the ex asked him what their usual day is like. Donna said her day is the coffee shop all day and doing homework. Now, Donna, glad for you, but that's just too much stimulus for me. When I was doing my master's program, the coffee shop, too many people, door open, door closed. I'm hearing this, da, da, da. Too much stimulus for me. I need my quiet house. I need to create that that noise, not have the noise around me unexpectedly. Vince don't look like he knows his way around the gym. Well, high vibe. I will give Vince this. Vince has on his IG where he is constantly at the gym. He's constantly at the gym. Now, how long he stays at the gym, I don't know. I don't know how long he at the gym, but they say he constantly at the gym. Cartier looked like he let women run all over him. He didn't do a daggone thing to stop that train wreck. He needed to take control or at least referee the argument. He looked very demure, very mindful. I'm sorry for all the tone, Jaguar. If that is not the tone you had on it, that's what I heard it as. Yeah, Cartier ain't blowing no whistle or throwing no flags on the play. Ain't nobody listen to him if he if he blowing a whistle and saying time out. Okay? Okay? So Ashante says she likes trying new restaurants, and if Steven can't come, okay, she'll do her stuff by herself as usual. I said, daggone it. I didn't like that answer. You're supposed to be dating this man. Lauren says she's always out and about, having to entertain people, and is drawn to her opposite. He looks quiet and sweet and like he's in own little bubble. I didn't like that. It almost sounds juvenile. I know she said she liked it. Ugh, but Lauren, did you like the fact that Steven is more at home because he's less likely to be outside cheating? But Steven, again, y'all talk about outside like brunch and all this other stuff. Steven, you got to go outside shopping. You got to go outside vintage shopping for these clothes. So you ain't always inside. You're just not outside at the club. Okay? You got the tone right. I know I put 10 on 20. Oh no, High Five said he just go for the selfie. Vince just goes to gym for the selfie. He's not selfieing. He does show that he does a few reps. Oh my word. I cannot confirm or deny if he at the gym for hours, but daggone it. Steven doesn't have a real match there. He's the kind of guy to hang out with the thrift stores if you're into thrifting. And you could do thrifting. You could do thrifting together, and then you're so tired from shopping, you go have brunch. Oh, you hope Cardi go home next? I need to see my Cardi experiences is here. My Cardi experiences is here. Okay. Oh Lord. Steven shopping at Poshmark. No, no, it's not at Poshmark. Delphine is agreeing with you, Jaguar. I get Donna. Started my PhD program just before the pandemic, and the dissertation phase could be isolating as you write at home. A coffee shop is a nice change of pace before I graduated in 2024. Oh, we have a doctor in our midst. We have a doctor. Absence, congratulations on graduating from your PhD program. Yes, I know why people go to the coffee shops and stuff, but that is just, ooh, too much stimulus for me. I get distracted. Okay. Ashante, welcome in. My parents in their 50s and they do everything together, travel, theme parties, birthday parties, concert, and my mom doesn't even drink, but they enjoy each other. They ain't sitting on the couch, but it'll be a vintage couch, Ashante. It will be a thrifting couch, one that y'all have picked out together. Okay? It may be the same pattern. And when you're tired of the couch, you could take it off and make a jacket for him or something. You know? Mm? Yes, please tell Absence congratulations for graduating her PhD program. Ashante, oh, you love my show. Well, it worked on Insecure. Akashi had to go outside to get it worked on Insecure. Don't block your blessings. It could be a vintage couch that you got outside. Okay? Insecure is also an edited produced show. Insecure is also an edited produced show. Now, y'all, Ashanti came in here. She don't need to hear what I said about the panels missing in the front of her pants. She don't need to hear that. We have passed that part, okay? We've moved on. Now, Steven's worst quality we heard is that he's emotionally unavailable. Emotionally unavailable. Okay? Not the struggle couch. Hey, I gotta say something polite, right? Lauren co-signs that he doesn't flirt back on the text messages. Okay. Ashante says she needs a romantic man. Mm. And she's become unsure about Steven. They had that great banter. They had the great textile date. Now we're not sure about Steven. Is Steven putting in any effort? Is Steven putting in any effort? He ain't flirting back. Steven looked like he is what Jaguar said. He is the flower trying to attract the bees to him. He's just there. I don't know. They're giving Steven a bad edit if he is not, a gentleman to just sit and hold court. 'Cause I'm like, I would like a dissertation on what Steven is wearing. Where did you get that jacket? Where'd you get that? Whatever he has that's vintage, he will have a story to tell. And Steven, you could write that book, okay? Vintage Me or The Vintage in Me, whatever. You could have a total absolute, thrifting book with all the great finds because the fashion, if you have been thrifting and finding that fashion, Steven, you've been putting it together. So true. I need Steven to step it up so they give him more screen time. And they may have filmed Steven and they just not show it. And that's the thing with the show. There are many dates that we are not seeing. Many dates. Most of his efforts are probably shopping for his next date. Sorry. But the ex asked about kids. Donna said their bond is being that, they will start fresh. And I said, sting, burn, burn, burn. And y'all know what happens when I say that. Oh,
I hate to be shady unless I really have to. I hate.
That was shady, Donna. That was shady. Okay? You saying start fresh? Okay. That was shady. Because we have Lauren there and Ashante who do have kids. But Donna also told us that she is ready to move in with somebody. Okay? Ready. She is ready to move in within 3 to 6 months. Is the lease up then? Because y'all know Donna's math is mathing. Is the lease up then? She meant the shade for Steven to hear. Honestly, who is a good match for Steven? Steven and Lauren has less scenes on the show. I don't matter to me with the scenes, but yes, they have less scenes. But I think it's gonna get old that you can't go out with your man. It will get old. So I had to put a note there. When Donna said she ready to move in with someone, if everything's good, 3 to 6 months, I said, this is ready to love, Donna, not ready to move in. This is ready to love. Tommy, I need you to reiterate every ladies' lounge that is ready to love, not ready to move in. Because in 3 to 6 months, even Steven said that's crazy. Even Steven said that's crazy. But remember, this falls in line with Donna's calculation of her timeline when she spoke to Ed. She's finished with her PhD program. She wants to be married. She wants to have kids. This is going to be quick. If she's going to make it in the next 5 years, that she's going to be all of those things, it got to happen quick. Ashante, the ex Amber said that Ashante requires more effort. And it's Steven, are you going to put in that effort? Or are you just going to chill? But Lauren seems nice and cool, and more things align with him. Nice and cool until I can't take you nowhere, or you don't want to come anywhere. I mean, even if, she is entertaining outside, sometimes you get tired of being ships in the night. If Lauren is, hosting events, it could take, you ain't coming home till 9, 10. And then if I got school tomorrow, I got to be at the schoolhouse early in the morning. Ain't got much time seeing you. And by the time I come home, you getting ready to go out for, again. I don't think they align as much, but the ex could say what she want to say. They align when the school is out. Now, Devin brought his ex Kayla. Now, Devin, come to the front of the class. Devin, what you do to mess this up? Devin, what did you do to mess this up? Because Kayla is a very gorgeous young lady. Very soft-spoken, very well-spoken. Devin, what did you do to mess this up? And she ain't even looking like she checking for you either. But she has no hard feelings for you. But we heard y'all dated for a while a couple years ago. What's a while? I don't like these phrases. We've dated a while. No, how long? We dated about 2, I need specifics. I'm like Donna, I need the numbers. We dated about over 2 years ago for about 3 months. We only had like 5 dates in. I need the numbers. Okay. I need the numbers. Devin. And then y'all, this is my assumption and opinion. What you do to mess this up? Okay. Some of these people knew each other before the show. They may not be the case with Donna and Vince, but they may apply to some of the others. Oh, you're right. Donna has to breathe. With the 7 years that she invested in herself, I worry that she's trying to make up for the perceived lost time by rushing the steps, i.e., moving in too soon. I think so. That is a very good assessment. I like that. Yes. She may be like, hey, I've spent this time working on myself, so everything should fall into place now. Wow. It is. And, it's going to be hard to find someone who has been working on themselves for the same amount of time and come to you healed. Donna's not calculating all the issues that come after 3 to 6 months. The relationship equation is hard. Yes, it is. She may not have all the X and Y's. Okay. Now, Shannon, Nicole, and Dominique come for this date. Devin is giving gifts. Okay. He's handing out gifts. You get, I guess he's a gift bag because it's at the beginning of the event, not a gift at the end of the event on the way out. So he hands Nicole. She feels giddy. She gets the gift. Oh, not in front of everybody else, but Nicole has to sit there and watch everybody else get a gift. She said this is the first time that she has gotten a gift from Devin. And it's impossible for him to have a connection stronger than the one they have. So she wants to see how he interacts with these women. Because ain't no way. Okay? Ain't no way. Nicole, you're reading too much into this. Stage 5 clinger. Devin, yes, he's giving a gift bag. He's giving the gift bag. You know, the gift bags at the beginning of the event when you walk in rather than the gift at the end of the event? Yes. Okay? Yes. Devin doesn't have a match there either. He can hang out with Steve at the thrift stores. Maybe they can find their matches there. No, don't do that. Don't do that to Devin. I think Shannon could be a good match for him unless he fumbled the bag, literally. Nicole did not like that he gave gifts to the other women. And Shannon shares that she thinks Devin, he does listen and he is caring. That's what she likes about him. Dom says that, hey, he sent her pink roses to her job. I wouldn't be letting these people know where I work, but okay. Nicole says, everyone knows he's my top connection. But do you like me? Wait a minute. I thought Ed is your top connection. I thought you liked Vince. Is Vince, is Devin, is Ed? I mean, everybody knew he was your top connection? Because the ladies look shocked. The ladies look shocked that you said Devin was your top connection. I don't know. I have a theory about Devin. The ex was soft-spoken. She wanted a masculine man. I think she hung on hoping he would become that, but he's a nerd and a nice guy. He doesn't project masculine energy. I'm going to have to push back on that. You see, you're going to have me defending Devin on my channel. Jaguar, you're going to have me defending what? Just like feminine energy comes in different, shades and intensities, I think Devin comes in different intensity. Now, only because, okay, unless the intensity has to be projected, I don't need to be showing masculine energy. Other men, even my husband, Mr. L said, he gonna be chill. He gonna be calm, cool, collected. Unless he needs to rise up, he ain't doing too much. He ain't doing too much. But then again, you may think he exudes masculine energy, but he, because he's 6 something and very wide, big guy. But I don't see anything that isn't giving masculine energy from Devin. I just think he doesn't turn it up a notch. Maybe she did want him to turn it up a notch, but I don't think he has to. But that's just me. Okay? That's just me. Hello. Last week, Nicole was all about Ed until a few days ago. I'm confused also. Girl, we confused. And if you confused, the doctor in the house is confused. I don't know. I daggone sure confused. I totally agree. Shannon probably wants someone more masculine than Devin, more like one of the frat brothers. Daggone it. Ed was a frat brother. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw I mentioned that with his date with Donna, where we saw his brand on his arm. Again, y'all know this whole masculine man conversation ain't the one to be having with me. Again, it's different shades of it. Masculinity has different shades. My grandfather, I keep telling y'all, he was 5'1", if so much. But nobody questioned, who he was and if he was, a gentleman again, or if he was man enough. So, and my grandfather was the one who would sew. He made my clothes. He, helped do my hair. So for me, when you say, these things or put masculinity in a box, for me, it's a little bit different because of how I was raised and my experiences. So that to me, I look at it differently, but I'm aware I see things differently. Yes, she is an AKA. That's why Kojo on Little Black Book 91 coming after her pearls all the time is why we keep telling them, no, don't do it. Agree. Devin has one of the most forthright and honest about his feelings, taking initiative, communicating clearly, very laudable traits for men. It's very dynamic. It is. Jaguar, don't come up in here and have me be defending Devin. I want to roast him. Yes, we see what Jaguar is saying. It's not the typical masculine macho energy we're used to seeing, though it's still masculine, if that makes sense. It does. It does. That's why I wasn't with the whole him talking with his hands I wasn't on that at all. At all. But don't come over here have me defending Devin. Stop it. But Nicole says that she talks for hours and she doesn't know what's in his heart. She talks to Devin for hours, doesn't know what is in his heart. Nicole, calm down. Are you expecting his heart now? It's only been 3 weeks. You're expecting to know what's in his heart. This is ready to love, not ready to hand your heart over. Now, for me, ready to love is ready to get to a point of dating exclusively. It's not ready to love and then head down the aisle. But that's my interpretation of the show. It's like ready to love. Who do you pick to date exclusively to see if it will lead to marriage? It doesn't say ready to head down the aisle. But maybe I'm not putting enough onto it with ready to love. Okay. Now, Dom says she wants someone to choose her. Okay. Oh no. Devin says Nicole wants him to choose her, but this is not the topic. This is not the topic. This is not the place. This is not the time, Nicole. But she says she loves out loud. She feels out loud and she doesn't want to scare him. Well, Nicole, you're scaring me. Forget Devin. You're scaring me that you're clinging and wanting to be so close to this man, Devin. It's scaring me. It's giving me stage 5 clinger, and I don't like it. And this is what I think is the Nicole that has held on to Ed for 15 years. I guess someone buying you gifts all the time can compensate for that. Well, we have seen Nicole talk a lot, but does she listen and perceive what is being said accurately? That is a good question to be seen. Exactly. What's in his heart? In this ready to love, I ain't trying to figure out what's in your heart. I'm trying to figure out what is in your mind. How are you assessing this? Then we're going to figure out with the heart. But again, she feels out loud. She loves out loud. Are you saying you love Devin? Are you saying you're in love with anyone here? I would love to ask Nicole that, because this is scaring me. If, remember, she says also when she sent Ed home last week, she said, hey, when I'm, see someone and I'm dating them, I can see the entire future. I can see how it can progress. I'm like, are you painting a picture, like Tommy said, that isn't necessarily there? So that would go in line with your comment that says, is she perceiving it accurately? I don't know. But y'all remember, this is an edited, produced show. This does not encapsulate the totality of who Nicole is. This is only what we are being shown. Okay? So we have to leave her some grace that This may be the pieces of her character, only pieces of her character that they want us to see. It's a heck of a lot, but it's intense. Okay. But Dom says that, Dominique says that Devin is spreading himself all around. He's diving into the entire experience rather than run away from it. And Nicole's like, no, I don't like him talking to any other girl. Uh-uh. I almost feel like she said, I don't want my man talking to any other girl. Because that's what it sounded like. I wonder if Nicole is under the misconception that the men she's dated in the past, they've only dated her, that they didn't have an option. Like when they dated her for the first like 3 or 4 dates, they didn't have anyone else they were dating, that it was only fixed on her. But Devin says he sees this as a red flag, or maybe just bright orange. No, you had the color right the first time, Devin. It was a red flag. Lovely red, like your ex's dress. But his ex does like Shannon. We didn't see too much about the interaction with Shannon, but she does like Shannon. And she said, it'll be great with Nicole if it wasn't for the tremendous insecurity. And the ex wonders if Nicole has attachment issues. Just one evening with this lady, and Devin's ex asked if she has attachment issues. I said, what else did Nicole say? I need the raw footage of the entire date. Could I get the 3-4 hours? Because y'all know, even though we see 2 minutes, it's a long date, I'm sure. I'd like to see the raw footage. But no word. We did not hear the ex's thoughts on Dominique. I want to hear that part too. What was the ex's thoughts on Dominique? That will give me a little bit of information. Okay? Okay. There's no one there for Nicole or most of the other women. There are no serious couples there. Hopefully, she was fortunate enough to find a good man when she was sent home. Hopefully. Now we go back to the men's lounge. Now they talking about the dates. Bello said that his ex loved Dominique but wanted him to have more time with Ashante. And Ashante has moved up on his list. Okay, Ashante has moved up. Hey, Miss Buckeye, thank you for dropping in for a bit. Devin says that his ex says Shannon was the best match, but Dominique is still his strongest connection. Now, y'all realize last time we were in the men's lounge, Devin said Dominique is his boo. This men's lounge, she's his strongest connection. Shannon name is first. I'm just seeing if is Dominique going down the line, or is production playing with us? Because his word choice is different. Vince says Donna is connected, is the one he's most connected with, and the one person he could be himself the most. Okay, I could see that, and that's a great trait, that you could just be yourself around that person. Carday says his ex liked Dom the best for him. Darius says that Ashley is more aligned with him. Steven said his ex said Lauren. Lauren is more aligned with how he wants to live his life. I just don't see it. I don't know it, but that is telling me there's a whole lot that we're not seeing. There's a whole lot. Now, Tommy asked about the dislike. Who on the short list to leave? Vince said Ashante. There are different parts of their life. She more outside, he more inside. Carday says he was a referee. Ashante had said, that's my dog, that's more homeboy, or homeboy kind of feel. And he vibes with Ashante, but there were triggers pushed. I'm like your ex? Is that why you broke up with your ex? Because you were refereeing a lot of her arguments with other people? I wonder. Darius says, Nicole's insecurity, and his ex called it out. I said, daggone it. Why you got to say the ex called it out? She only spent on that rooftop with Nicole a little bit of time. Devin said he saw Nicole's insecurities, and Nicole having strong feelings for him after 3 weeks is not warranted. It's not warranted. And she has unrealistic expectations of him. I think what he meant by that was he can't talk to any other ladies. This is a show. He has to talk to them. So, y'all notice anything? Did we hear from Steven or Bello who their bottom picks are? Production, I'm on you. If you're not going to give the whole list, don't give me the list. We did not hear Stephen or Bello's bottom picks. Stephen, Bello, if y'all would like to enlighten us on y'all Instagrams or social media, let us know. Because all we heard, Vince, is, all we heard, Stephen and Bello. We heard Stephen, top was Lauren. And for Bello, it was Dom, but wanted him to spend more time with Ashante. But we didn't hear Stephen and Bello's bottom picks. Y'all are leaving people out unnecessarily. Darius, though, says something in the men's lounge that I said, because of the interviews that we've seen these past couple days, he said, if you don't come here right or correct, then you are not ready to love and you got to go. Oh, sir, are you here right and correct? Are you here right and correct, sir? I'll leave that for y'all to decide. Now, Bella takes Ashante out and Vince takes Nicole out. Why? Because Ashante and Nicole are on the bottom two. That's our bottom two for episode 7, Ashante and Nicole. Now, we guessed it. We do a live watch every Friday. I open it up at 7:45 EST and we get our popcorn together and we are ready and we watch it together and the chat is going and I'm going and we have a good time. So when it's live at 8 o'clock, we're watching it together. So if you do want to be here, I will post the live after this live and you could certainly put your notifications on as well. And you could be with us on Friday at 7:45. There ain't no breaks on the 26th. There will be a Ready to Love, a new episode this Friday. Ain't no breaks. Tommy said we going straight through the holidays. Y'all talked about us with the hiatus with Philly. We ain't giving you a break through the holidays. And we are happy with that. Give us something to do on Friday. So the bottom two is Ashante and Nicole. Vince takes Nicole out. Vince, you had a nice sweater on. That was a nice sweater, I have to say. Nicole is nervous because they had the men's lounge. And Vince says, we talked to Tommy and the word insecure came up. Nicole says she cannot imagine liking a guy and being okay with him talking with other women. Why you signed up with the show, Nicole? Why you sign up with the show? Why did you sign up with the show? Yeah, we have a good old time on Friday. Yeah, we were right in the chat. Live. We were right live. But yeah, why did you sign up? But that ain't it, Nicole. You are quite quick to claim the man. You have other connections. You had a connection. You like Vince. You like Devin. You liked Ed. You had options, Nicole, but you don't want him talking, but you talking to others. You talking to other men. Vince said the guys decided that you are not ready to love. I said no. No. I said no, not for Nicole. I said no for Ashante because usually they let us know who not ready to love second. So when Vince told Nicole, I said, please don't let it be a double elimination. I can't have Ashante off my screen yet. Please. Please. Nicole says she's surprised because she thought that she had connections there. It's a tough pill to swallow, and dating more than one person at a time is a challenge. Maybe this is the issue, Nicole. And this is my guess. This is my opinion that you are too hyper-focused on one person. You are too hyper-focused on the one person you are dating. Vince says, continue to be who you are. And you will, I guess he finished it with you will find love. Nicole says she is still open to love. She may need a break, but she's open. You do need that break, Nicole. I'm so happy. You know you need that break. But she likes that Vince gave her the feedback because he makes her feel good about herself. He makes her feel good about herself. That could be the other issue. Why is Vince making you feel good about yourself? I hope that is not the only way you are feeling good about yourself. I hope you can make yourself feel good, Nicole. Please. Next up is Bello. I told you he took Ashante out. Ashante is excited for this date with Bello. And she loves the fact that he took his hair off his head. Now, Ashante, if you are here in this chat, okay, don't pay attention to the next 10, 15 seconds. Ashante, you were shady. I got to give you this. I gave it to Donna, but I got to give you this. And then I will explain why Ashante was
I hate
shady.
to be shady unless I really have to. I hate.
Oh, Ashante was shady, y'all. Because y'all notice in the confessional, Ashante was saying, oh, he took his hair off. And she was wiping her hair when she said, took his hair off. I was like, oh my word. She's more like he wiped his hair off. I said, daggone it. I don't know if she did it on purpose, but if she didn't, if she did not do it on purpose, that right there, oh, I got a clip of that. He said, oh, he took his hair off and she was wiping the side of her head. Ashanti, that was shady, but that was good shade. That was good shade. Whether you meant it or not, it was good shade. So he does make a joke. He does make a joke by kneeling in front of her, but he was giving her a wristband in order to make a purchase. It's one of those restaurants that you have to tap your wristband to make your purchase. You know, some of those you attach a card to it and you get a wristband and you just pay that way. Okay. Now he also brought here's another shade. Here's another shade. Okay. I'm gonna wait. She said, oh that was not on purpose, but I guess my subconscious was talking because I asked him to go ball. I referenced Rick Ross, so I was happy to see it. Go back and watch it, Ashante, because that's what you did. That's what you did. He took his hair off. That's what you did. That's what you did. I was like, oh, but I'm sure most people didn't notice it. So here's the other thing. Okay, he was shady. He was shady. Okay, we got Phaedra is coming out several times today. I'm going to say it this time. I'm going to play it again since it's the same scene. I hate to be shady unless I really have to, according to Phaedra. He's like, in case that tofu you eating ain't got no flavor. I said, daggone it. I need y'all to stop disrespecting tofu. I need you to stop disrespecting tofu. Chicago girls say, I gotta go back now. I'm always making y'all go back and watch the show. I'm always making y'all go back. Oh, I didn't see this one. Nicole strikes me as a good girl who should actually just learn how to date casually with coaching. Yes, to get more comfortable in her own skin and confident that she is a catch in her own unique way. Yes, yes, Lotus. I'm telling you, if Owen wouldn't strike my channel, I would show you all the clip. I would show you all the clip. I didn't want to take the chance, but it was he took. Oh, he took the hair off. Maybe that's why. Maybe he subconsciously knew you were going to say that later. And he's like, in case the tofu got no flavor, he brought the hot sauce and the ketchup and he brought the table closer. Ashanti said she likes that he's attentive. I was like, you probably didn't notice the shade. Oh, that tasteless tofu. I have had more people when I decide to order tofu, they would say, oh, that tasteless tofu. No. The tofu takes on the flavor that you season it with. Okay. That the breadcrumbs that's on it, because it looked like deep fried tofu, like a shrimp po' boy, but it's tofu po' boy. Don't give no shade, Bello. Like while Bello's sitting there with his wangs, and the wings look well seasoned and glistening. It has a wonderful glaze on it. While you have your tasteless tofu, I brought some hot sauce to give you some flavor and some ketchup. That way too, you know why he attentive? Because Bello's like, when I get down into these wangs, don't ask me to get up. Don't ask me to get up. So I brought you the hot sauce, the ketchup. I have anticipated everything that you would need. So you don't ask me to get up. And I also pull the table in so I can't get up for anything else. I'm so used to being vegan. Shade, you didn't pay attention to or laughed about it, knowing my silly self. I know you didn't pay attention to it because, again, I'm not vegan. At all. I am not vegan. But I know when people hear tofu and stuff, because I used to be like that, tofu, what the heck? But I didn't used to say tasteless. I tried to cook it once, it was a disaster. I will leave it to the chefs. Right. And we have a chef in our midst. Ashante is a chef, a vegan chef. So she will teach us because I know I can't. Well, I don't cook tofu, but I will. I have done tofu in like a spring roll. So you do the veggie roll and you do it at home. I have done that, and it tastes very well. So he being attentive means I don't want to get up after I start eating my wings. Okay. Bella says the man said that Ashante is given a homey vibe. She's like, hey, we got to be friends first. We got to be friends first. But Bello does say rightly that the worst words for a man is friend zone. They're looking for love. They're not looking for a homie. And I think what Bello was trying to say, we didn't see the whole clip, is that if you start off at friends first, don't get stuck in friend. You say friends first. Don't get stuck in friends. Make sure you're moving along and away from just being friends. Because sometimes we get so comfortable in the friendship and building the friendship part that we just get stuck in a rut and we end up being friends and that's it. We'd get no further. But Bella does say that Ashante is still ready to love. Ooh, I was like, ooh, wiping it off like his brow. Ooh. I was like, please don't send Ashante home just yet. Because I need Ashante at the cabin, at the retreat, just for my purposes, because I want to see fireworks. Because when Ashante told y'all, if I'm on the bottom, somebody got some splaining to do. I know she's gonna bring the fire at the retreat, but that's just me. That's just me. Okay, I just want that for me. Okay. Barbecue tofu is delicious. Okay, okay. It was a great conversation. We understood each other's perspectives way more after that. Now Ashante, understand each other's perspective because Bello closed the gap. Okay. Bello closed the gap. Bello pulled Ashante in. He got a little, hip thigh action and say, well, you got to come here, girl. You got to come in closer. And I guess Ashante's like, well, I ain't going to get no Beijing residue, so I can come closer. But that's just me making a joke. She did not say that. Ashante said that y'all lucky that she's still ready to love. Because if he had said that she could be sent home, she would have been running in the back like Maury's show. And the camera would have had to be running behind her because she would have been pissed. She would have been pissed. So cameraman, I was like, is this why Ashante's still here? Because she's not only threatening the contestants, you going to have some explain somebody lying. That's what she said at the 70s show. Somebody lying if I'm on the bottom. And now she's threatening the crew to make them run with the camera in the back. Is that why Ashante is still here? Ashante said, yes, look at y'all PDA. Yeah, look at Bello wanting to PDA. Pull her in close. I almost heard Common playing in the background. Come close to me, baby. Let your love shine through. What? I almost heard Common playing Come Close in the background. Bella said that we need to explore connections, close the gap, pulls her in closer. But Ashante, I will say, even though y'all were hip to hip, you were kind of leaning away from Bello. Leaning away. I don't know if it's to get a good look at him or if we may have closed the gap physically, but I'm sorry, Ellen. I'm sorry. Here's why the residue, it is wild. I'm sorry I said residue. Okay. I'm sorry I said the Beijing residue. I had a supervisor that wore makeup that every time I got paperwork back or a file back, it had makeup residue on it. And I also had a supervisor that had painted their hairline on. And he also, would, hold his head and then touch paperwork and there would be residue. So the fact that I said it like that, it was taking me back to residue time. Okay. For sure. Let's see how Dominique laid back feels with Bella's other romantic interest in close quarters at the retreat. Ooh, mm, mm. There's one thing of knowing the men are having connections with the other woman. It's another thing seeing it close and y'all are living in close quarters. It's a whole other thing. And also to see how Bella reacts to Dominique being a fan, being a favorite in the house in the retreat. That's also to tell. Ashante said she closing her eyes. She was close, but she wasn't close. Right. Ashante was close. She was close, but she wasn't that close. It's like, oh, you pulled me in, but I'm gonna just lean back just a little bit. Okay. Now let me not be bad. How many people in here? It ain't a lot of people in here. I wondered, I wish we had seen the plate in that instance. I wondered if he had eaten the chicken and that's why she leaned back. Mm. Did he eat the chicken or had a few bites of the chicken? And then it's like, because some, I'm not saying Ashanti is that kind of vegan, but some vegans, after you done had your chicken, your steak, your meat, or whatever, and you talk to them in close quarters, they lean back. But I couldn't see the plate, so I don't know if Bello had some of the chicken. Okay. But it could be that we may be in close proximity, but that doesn't mean I want to lean into you quite yet. Because who knows? Ashanti could have seen the shadow of Dominique and Bello kissing on the front steps of that restaurant with Bello's ex. And if you've been kissing Dom the day before or earlier that day, we don't know when it was filming, I don't want you thinking you could lean in and kiss me like how Devin was leaning in to kiss Dom. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She probably saw some residue. Oh, like you didn't get it all. You missed the spot. You missed the spot. And she don't I probably Ashanti don't want to be like your mom and lick the finger and get the spot. Y'all, we are having fun with this. We're glad as well that Bello has embraced the bald look. He does look much better, way better. Okay. He looks way better. Ladies, y'all gave him wonderful advice. Bello, we appreciate the fact that you did listen and you went bald. You embraced the bald. You already were bald. Okay. So now in the previews, we see that the ladies are to introduce the men to their best friends. Y'all, we know that Nicole was sent home. Okay. We know Nicole was sent home. Okay. We're just having fun with the Ashanti part of it because, but Nicole was sent home. Okay. And I put her right next to Ed. Is that as close to Ed as she gonna get? Y'all know I'm messy. But anyway, hey, TV21, good to see you. You love this peach suit? Yes, I did. I don't know why y'all talking to Bella about loud colors. That was a beautiful peach suit. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely handsome. Glad that he was wearing, stuff like that. But yes, hey, TV21, good to see you. Glad to have you here. In the previews, the ladies had introduced the men to their best friends. We saw Ashley. Darius wants to learn all sides of her. And they do kiss. They get a little peck on again. Okay. Shannon has Mercedes as her best friend. If y'all been here, y'all know Mercedes was on Ready to Love. I believe it was Miami, the Miami version with Mark Anthony was her interest. Devin, we learned, has 4 connections out of 6 women. But there's 6 women left. You got to dwindle this down, Devin. It should only be 2. Steven says that's 66%. Now, Steven is throwing some shade because Steven's like, what you're not going to do is make me feel bad. Okay? Who could have been Nicole's best friend? Who would have been Nicole's best friend? Here's why I wanted Nicole to be there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ashanti, you could close your ears to this one too. The only reason I would want Ashanti gone or allowed her to be dismissed in this episode is if we had Nicole and then Nicole had a friend, and let's say that friend and Ed was still there and that friend used to date Ed. That would have been a scandal I would have paid money for. I would have sacrificed me liking Ashanti for that. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, Lotus, if Nicole had her friend there and it's like, oh, it's Ed and I used to date back in college. Ooh, girl, I would write that into the story. I would write that into the story. I would write it into the story. He will go bankrupt if he keeps buying gifts for all these women. Oh, okay. For all these women. Well, only, well, one asked him for the cash app and he sent half. But Shannon acknowledged that this will be a problem. This is a problem that Devin still has so many connections at this stage of the game. Lauren, friends, they put Vince through the meat grinder by asking him, how tall is he? I said, you're onto something, but it ain't my story to. Oh, mm, 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 mm. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So Vince says he is 6'2" when Lauren's friends ask him how tall is he. And one of them asked, did the doctor say you 6'2"? Or did he say you 5'11"? Okay. It's looking like a Carde situation, but in this instance, Lauren gonna be Carde and she ain't gonna be refereeing and she ain't gonna be helping Vince. He gonna take this grinding by her friends. Okay. She go through the meat grinder. Now, Devin and Dominique friends. Now, Dominique's friend asked Devin, how do you know this is the one? He's like, well, we've been trying to decide. Friend is like, no, no, no. Now do you think Dominique is your one? Dominique said that Devin is coming like a gray cloud and she needs someone who stands on business. That is the preview. Okay. That would explain so much if Ed dated her friend. Ooh, he would have been around but unattainable for many reasons. Daggone it. Whoa. I don't have no tea. I don't have no tea. I have no tea as far as them. I don't know these people. I was just writing it. If I was writing it, that it would be real foul if I had if I've been in love with you 15 years and you dated a friend indeed, it would be like Kelly Price's friend. Kelly Price in the song with the Isley brothers and Robert. I don't know these people. So if I stumbled on it, it was a guess to write it. Hey, let's talk about it all. Good to see you. I ain't know no tea. No tea. That would be for me something foul. If she came with a friend and then find out the friend dated Ed and she never had a chance with Ed. Mm, mm. Well, it's not perceptive. It would be for me now. I'm gonna have to talk about that with members. It would be for me like, you know how people talk about men letting other men in college time, not now, letting other men know, hey, that girl, she fine, she good. Maybe you want to go out with her because she a sure thing. Sometimes, not a lot, sometimes ladies have the same thing that, hey, girl, he was good. You could go try that. I'm not saying that is the position. I'm not saying that is or was it. All I'm saying is it will be real. I would write that script. If I was writing a Ready to Love movie, that would be, y'all know my mind is diabolical. Y'all know my mind is diabolical. If I was writing a Ready to Love script with a Nicole and Ed characters, I would have Nicole come in with a friend, and the friend recognize and know Ed because they used to date back in the day. And then Nicole find out, wait a minute, I couldn't get a date with him, but he dated my friend. And I didn't even know she kept that from me. But I was telling you all the time how I felt about Ed. I would write that script. I would write that script. I ain't got no script. That is the script I would write. Hey, Tamika Musgrave. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. I know sometimes you're in the bushes on the replay. Good that you catch the live. I said perceptive because you asked why was it so deep with Nicole when Ed left last week. Mm. Yeah, because she felt like they missed the opportunity or he didn't want to date her because she was a good girl in college. That's what she said. And then he went and married his high school sweetheart. Then he had kids. She didn't even know he was back in Detroit. Okay. She had to go up to him in the mixer. He didn't look you up when he came back to Detroit. So you didn't know a thing. It don't bode well. He ain't checking for you. That's where it don't bode well for me. Because if he really looking, or maybe he just knows that she's a clinger, and he doesn't want that. We don't know. Remember Diamond? Remember Diamond? If you look down here, Diamond at the bottom here, she said that she on the do not date list in Detroit. We don't know if Nicole ain't on that list. We don't know if Nicole ain't on that list. The do not date list. Are they having a reunion? They will. Tommy ain't giving up nothing for, have a reunion. I need a reunion. I need a reunion because I need to see Xavier again. I need to see Chris again. I need to see Emily again. Now, Emily girl, Emily, you got a friend in me if you want to come here also and speak your piece. Because, I've had to roast a few people on your behalf around here. But y'all, I don't know no tea on that. I'm just saying if I was writing a script and y'all, my members know how diabolical my mind is, that's the script I would write. Even worse, you know what? A script I would write if one of the other ladies on the show used to date Ed back in college. I would cast somebody like that who would have seen Ed as like, oh my God, and he had more energy for them than Nicole. What? Nicole almost panicked to send Ed home. She was chasing him for a Zoom date. Right. And I think that's why they also sent her on the date with Ed. This is my interpretation. Remember at the 70s party, Nicole said, hey, we're going to do a Zoom date because they're not supposed to date. The cast is not supposed to date in person outside of the process, outside of filming. So once they heard, somebody took it up the chain and said, oh, Nicole going to plan a Zoom date. We can't have that. We need her first date with Ed, her first ever date with Ed on camera. So they're like, we got to put this together now. So they didn't need the Zoom date. But yeah, she was chasing him for a Zoom date. Zoom. And she was chasing him. He didn't ask her on a date. He didn't ask her on a date. Plot twist, Nicole is friends with Ed's ex-wife. It's all a scheme that Todd set up to bring us the BS. My mind is wild. Wow. That would be fun. But, I don't know if Ed's ex-wife or high school sweetheart went to the same college. I guess not, but I don't know. But that would be so funny. That'll be a plot twist. But again, it is not it's Nicole and Ed is in quotation marks. These are characters we are creating based on the story. It's all kinds of stories we can write. TP Tyler Perry ain't gonna take our stories because he writes it, directs it, and does everything himself. We ain't gonna be hired for him, but what we can do is put it out here on YouTube for this this recap. But y'all, I liked this episode. I really don't like exes. I think having the men's friends and family is enough. I really don't like exes or the ex dates. I would have been interesting to find out who, the people who left before, what ex they would have brought. What ex would Xavier bring? Or Christina? What ex would she have brought? Or Chris? Or Emily? I would have loved to see, or Nicole. Can you imagine? Y'all, this is another, let's write this other script. Can you imagine if it was exes for the women and Nicole had to bring an ex and have Ed sit across the table from that ex? Y'all, that too I would have paid money for. That too I would pay money to see. Nicole have her ex and Ed is there. I would be like, I would pay money to just sit there and just film it. And how would Nicole feel? Because remember, she don't want anybody talking to anybody else. That I would pay money for. Oh, welcome to the membership. Yes, Absence. We have a messy member Monday. This past Monday was a hoot. Okay. Welcome to the membership. Please look at last night's live. We had a good old time and you can get to see what we do. Okay. you would see what we get up to. Exes bring spice to the show. Okay, Ashante, you just happy that you didn't have to bring your ex out. Bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the ex is about. Maybe we can put it on Tubi. Darius can be casted so he can buy fur. Oh, really? Really? Are we casting him? He already casted. He doesn't have to do, a read through. Okay. He doesn't have to do a read through. He's already casted. Okay. Hey, Dion Jones. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Ed would not have cared. You fit right in, Dion. I'm not sure I saw you before now, but you fit right in. Okay. Uh, yeah. Ed wouldn't have cared. She would have. Ed wouldn't have cared. Hey, Miriam, good to see you. Okay, glad to have you here. Yes, hit the like, please. Make sure, hit the like. Hit the like. My ex threatened to sabotage me. Girl, did you see Philly? Did you see Philly? Her ex sabotaged her real bad. She's like, I've been a subscriber for a while. It's time to join because I enjoy these reviews. Yes, but our Messy Member Mondays is a whole other experience. It's a whole other experience, okay? On Messy Member Monday. This is on 10. And we get into a whole bunch of other people's business. We get into a whole bunch of other people's business. Yes. Welcome to the membership. We get into people's business. Y'all, members, we're going to have something else wonderful coming up in the new year. Okay, we have something else coming up in the new year. Okay. Yes, we know one woman would have had too many celebrity exes. Ooh. I typically listen to you on Kojo while I work and do house shows. Okay, Dion. Well, thank you for listening in. Thank you. But for the members, we are having a teleparty at 8 p.m. EST. Teleparty is just you have to look on your laptop for the YouTube that we're going to watch. We're watching a Christmas movie together. There will be a chat. There will be time for you to send emojis and send gifts, GIF gifts in there. But we'll be watching a Christmas movie tonight at 8. I will drop the teleparty link. If you don't know about teleparty, I have videos on here giving you instructions on how to get into a teleparty. It is free. I purchased the teleparty access so that I can just give you a link and you could watch the shows with me. Come the new year, it will be mainly a member benefit, but I will have opportunity. We usually watch a different variation of Pop the Balloon, not the main one, a different variation where we see the seniors pop the balloon, or we see the white kangs and their black queens pop the balloon. Okay. The last talk show or the last show is the YouTube channel, but in the new year, I'll do mainly with members. But right now I want everybody to experience a teleparty since it's free. And all you have to do is have the platform in which we are watching it on. That's how it avoids copyright. So if I'm watching a show on YouTube, you have to have your own YouTube access. If I'm watching a show on Netflix, you have to have your own Netflix access. So it'll be mainly YouTube and Netflix. Sometimes it'll be Hulu. Sometimes it'll be, HBO Max on occasion. But I'm aware everybody doesn't have every streaming service. But mainly people have Netflix and they do have YouTube because we're here. So definitely tonight at 8 p.m. we will be watching an hour and a half a Christmas movie. Okay, I do have a post about it. And at that post on my community wall, I'll post the link to the teleparty about 15 to 30 minutes before actually starting the show. But y'all, certainly check out the teleparty instructions and join us. We'll have a good old time over there. Okay. Yes, it has been entertaining. Oh, that would have been entertaining. What was that? Oh, Dom, if she brought her celebrity exes. Well, according to Vince, Dom is bringing her celebrity exes because the tattoo don't cover them up enough. So they're always with her in name only. According to Vince, we already have Dom bringing the celebrity exes because he could see past the cover up. The cover up ain't covering. Okay. Vince got X-ray vision. But I know it's the lighting. I know if you don't use the right or same ink and ink has faded, that it can you can definitely still see it. But y'all, this was fun. This was wonderful. Thank you, Ashante, for rolling through. Thank you for having a good old kiki and laughed. As I always tell y'all, this is an edited, produced show. We only see the pieces of the dates that we are meant to see. We only see pieces of people's characters that they want us to see. They do not show us everything. We do not know the cast members. Please do not go out there and give them any negative, feedback on their social media. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Let us not give them any kind of terrible feedback or push any kind of hate or anything like that to them, please. Okay? It takes a lot to put your life on display, even to put yourself on display for even a moment. So if you want to say something, you can say it here in my comments. Okay? And sometimes you could say it in my comments and then you could delete it because all you needed to do was type it out one good time. Okay? But don't go to these people's, the cast, social media or anything like that. Please. Let's have a good kiki and good laugh. We know there's stuff that we don't see, don't know. And of course, the cast, you are all welcome to come interview on my channel at any time. We'll have a good laugh. We're going to probe a little bit, but I know your life is not all ready to love. You've had 30 some or 40 some years before this ready to love. I want to know that part of your life as well. But y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. And if you can, you could join us later in my community post. You will see I will have a teleparty tonight at 8 p.m. EST, and you could certainly join us then. But as I always say, okay, always say, I'll see you on the next one.